Alright, I just wanted to contribute to the YouTube reviews of HK45c handguns. In California, we have a 10-day wait before we get our guns, and I found myself going through all the YouTube videos on this one particular firearm. I do have a H&K 9mm full size. That used to be my favorite gun until I got the larger caliber 45. Now it's a softer shooting 45 than I've shot before, and we'll review a little bit of some of the internals and why I think it's a softer shooting pistol. I have these both configured basically the same way. I'm a big fan of the finger grooves there and of the rubber feel of the toe grip, so I've got the handle on both of them. These are my carry weapons, or I have my California carry permit, so both of them are on my permit at this point. I do carry them with the one good thing about H&Ks is the ability to have them double action, single action in this variant 1, and I do carry it with one in the chamber, but decock. So before we continue reviewing, let's clear the weapons. Magazine for the 45C. One round, the one in the chamber. HK 9mm as well. Magazine out. Cleared. Magazine's on the side. And just to prove it a little bit, one of the things you want to do is in gun safety anyways is you want to check the chamber. That's cleared. Decock it. And this pistol is cleared as well. I'll decock it. Off the bat, I mean, obviously if you're familiar with firearms, you'll know the differences in the two different guns. I carry a Spirit Gold Dot. Right off the bat, you can see, I don't know if you can see that from there. There you go. Right off the bat, the reason why I wanted to get the 45 is obviously it's a much bigger bullet. 9mm, if you carry with hollow points, especially a Spirit Gold Dot round like this is a very excellent round, and you'll have consistent expansion there. But if you can handle the 45 pretty well, and the H&K is a really well built gun, and I personally think it shoots really well for a 45. In fact, there's not much difference in the 9mm. Why not go with the bigger round? I can literally fit the 9mm inside with a 45 cal ACP. They're very similar. The reason why I did go with the HK45 is because very similar, very similar grip angles. In fact, they both feel very much alike. Though there's slight differences. Obviously, with the HK45, they did add the Picatinny rail at the front here. They also added the serrations right up on the front here. And previously I thought, well, who racks the slide from the front there? Well, I have found that it actually comes in handy. A lot of times I'll go ahead and check for an empty chamber by pulling back on the back of the slide here. But I see a lot of my times kind of looking over my hand. My hands are pretty big. One of the reasons why I do like the handle grip. But anyways, I'm having to tilt it upwards, look inside, and do that kind of stuff. Where with the front serrations, I found I just do this. I just crack it just enough so I can peek at the round and make sure, yes, I do have a round in the chamber, and I'm good to go when I'm taking it out for the day for carrying. So I do find that a neat feature. The sights, I got this with tritium night sights. This is really nice. I don't, obviously don't have to expose it to a bunch of light, right away off in the dark. My 9mm, it's some really bright glowing lights there. Anyways, like I said, pretty much very similar feels, and the reason why I got the two, so I can practice more with this, and then I can carry that. I mean, they feel very similar in the hands, and so I'm not really making a big jump between any platforms. If you notice, right out the bat, you know, you've got much blockier frame on the USP 9, and the evolved design with the HK45 is, as you'll see, it kind of slim upwards. And I've already noticed carrying it that it's, you know, it's got a slimmer feel to it. But here's a real amazing thing here. We put the sights right up. The full size 9mm versus the compact HK45c. Look at the sight radius, and you know, can't really see it from that angle, but sights are lined up here. The rear sights, H and K for the HK45, push those rear sights way back for the compact, so it lines up perfectly with the full size. So the sight radius of the compact is exactly the same as the 9mm sight radius full size. Ain't that a treat? Compact gun, but still a really good sight radius there for accuracy. They're so similar that I'll show you. This is a crossbreed Super Tuck holster that I carried because the 9mm was originally on my permit. It'll slide right in there. This is a really great carry holster, by the way. It's it holds up really close against you, and you know, even with a larger size gun like that, you know, with larger size clothing, it's, you know, you can carry that without any issue. But here, let me illustrate the similarities in the design. I was actually quite surprised. Take the USP 9mm, put that over, and get the HK45 there. It's a little bit of a trick to get in there. It's a little slightly different. You can feel the serrated front kind of grind into the kydex. But look at that. The trigger guard, pretty much that works real nicely there. That fits pretty much similarly to the USP. I do have a white hat Max Tuck coming in that's specifically designed for the HK45, so they'll probably mold that kydex a little bit better for the HK45, and I can do another review. Yeah. So the magazine on the H&K, it's 8 rounds. You know, I'm thinking larger round, better stopping power, and I can pretty much keep a decent shot with that. So you know, if I land a few, you know, these 45 ACPs hollow points, especially the Spirit Gold dots, I won't have to put as many rounds down with the 9mm. Anyways, let's crack open the gun here to get a better idea of the internals. They're very similar. If you notice, the HK45 here has an ambidextrous slide release, so that's slightly different than the USP. There's really nothing there, but it's very similar. You know, you're gonna get the slides back up to these notches right over to the where the slide release hinges on the pistol, and then pull it out, and then pull the slide off. So we'll take a look at that really quick. I already showed you that I cleared the gun, so no freaking out there, internet people. Oh man, I just cut my nail, so let's see. I'll just push that out here. Here we go. There it is, just pull it out. Slide right out. Here we go. Here we got the spring assembly. Get the slide. Bell's right in there. Before I go into more detail on that, let me do the same for the HK45. Push it out a little bit. Kind of pretty much the same. slightly different. It's more streamlined on the evolutionary HK45s here. Slide the barrel right off. Slides right there. It's alright with the frame without their slides on. They look pretty much similar. Yeah. You can't really see it there, but there's an O-ring right there. Better slide to barrel lockup, and it's to improve accuracy. You don't get that on the 9mm, but you know the barrels pretty much sit in there the same way. Yep. Here's a thing we'll look at. If you notice, the spring on the HK45 is a little bit tighter than the spring on the 9mm. But one significant attribute that the HK45 here is this little plastic ring here. And I've noticed what that does is it seems to, you know, soften the blow of the slide against the, you know, as the barrel and the pistol does its action. And then we can put this together really quick, and I can show you how that kind of works there. But yeah, that's pretty much differences in that. So let's get it in real quick. Barrels in. Quickly get that slide in. Get that slide right back. Let's do the same for the HK45. I guess I could have shown you guys that. It's the polygonal rifling. It's one of my favorite things about this pistol. I believe the Glocks kind of do something very similar. Alright, I'm gonna rack those slides a bit, and I'll show you the difference and why I think that plastic ring makes a difference. Here's the USP. You know, obviously it doesn't have that plastic ring. You hear that clanking sound? Yeah, metal to metal. Perfect. HK45, it's got that little plastic thing. You don't hear the clanking of the metal. It's because that plastic ring kind of absorbs a little bit of that force of the recoil. So that makes it really nice, and really you got more of a thud rather than a clank. And I like that. That's pretty sweet. Anyways, that's the HKs. Thanks for watching. And if you're in California on your 10-day wait, yeah, I feel for you.